Okay folks, just a quick walk around of the 1965 Chevrolet Corvair Monza. It's the four-door hardtop, and this originally was the 110 horsepower 2.5 litre boxer engine 6-cylinder vehicle. So just a quick walk around. The paint job on it looks good from 5 foot away. You get closer to it, you can see the orange peel, and you can see that it's pretty much been slapped over. Not very well prepared bodywork. But the vehicle itself is solid as. I saw this in Los Angeles. I bought it for a project. I'm not going ahead with that because I decided to keep the Pontiac. But yeah, the vehicle itself, really happy with it when it turned up. It's rock solid. If there's any rust in it, well, I can't see it, but everything opens and closes as it's supposed to. Just super solid. You could probably live with the interior if you want to, give it a good clean up. You will need a hood lining, because there isn't one. Or, of course, just do it up completely. Entirely up to you. But the actual body itself, the vehicle, the rolling chassis, because there's no motor, it's rock solid. It's a really good looking car. About the size of a Mustang or a Corvair, Camaro. So this was originally the 110 horsepower. And that's where your box engine used to live. Doesn't live there anymore. I do have the bell housing and clutch came with it. So if you want to go ahead and put an electric motor in there, it's nice and easy. It's a 4-speed manual. If you don't want to do that, I don't know where the motor guy from Gympie bought it. I could give him a call and see if he wants to resell it, but I bought this for an EV project. But again, just everything just rock solid, just the way it opens and closes. For a 1965 vehicle, I reckon it's pretty fabulous. All the door cards are here, basically everything's here. The rear seat, the back of the rear seat, which folds down, so you've got some sort of, it's like a luggage shelf in there, I suppose. That's all here. Probably the only thing that's missing is probably a couple of badges, and I should stop saying probably so much. But yeah, just a couple of badges. There's another box of goodies. Let's just wander around. Up the end there's a few more bits and pieces of trim that were taken off during importation. Customs went through it and gave it some extra cleaning. Don't know if you can, here's an example of the paint. You can see the orange peel in that, and just places where it hasn't been prepared properly. But if you sanded it back and cleaned it up, it'd probably do to get by. Fuel tank in there, fuel tanks up and in and underneath. It was a running, driving car when it was purchased for me, but when the young fella replaced the clutch, didn't put any Loctite on the bolts. Some of the bolts came off and knocked up against the flywheel and the bell housing. Speaking of which, yep, bell housing and clutch bits and pieces in there. So I don't know what else you want to see. Bit of a rambling, not very coherent video. But yeah. This is considered the late model. There's the early model and the late model. The late model ones are basically second generation with different suspension on them, coil spring all round, and nothing akin to the early models, which did have some issues, mainly because people put the wrong tyre pressure in the front tyres. But no, she's a pretty cool vehicle. The four-door hardtop would be great, but I've decided just to keep the Pontiac. So sorry about the shaky video, but if you're interested, Give me a call if you need to see anything else or any other questions about it. But yeah, apart from the motor in the back, that's if you wanted to put a combustion engine back in it. It doesn't have that. Perfect for an EV project. I could chase up a guy up the coast and see if he wants to sell me back the motor. I'm not sure if he's doing anything with it. But anyway, give me a call, send me an email, something or other if you're interested.